guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel. In today's video what I've got for you guys is a review of the game England 1, Spain 2. Spain have come away winners from this game. We have gone ahead and gone to Wembley and won for the first time in 67 years. The curse is over. We've got there, we've got the 3 points, and we kick off our UEFA Nations League run with 3 points here. And we've got a game against Croatia coming up very, very soon, of course. Luis Enrique's era starts in victory, and we're going to be talking about the whole game in today's video. So then guys, we're just going to start off here by going through the lineups for today's game. We have a look at how England lined up, and it was relatively similar to the way they've been doing it in the World Cup, basically. Joe Gomez came in for Kyle Walker in the heart of that back three. Luke Shaw was in at left wing back. Of course, he's had a good start to the season at Manchester United, and he replaced Ashley Young, who was in there at the World Cup. In midfield, it was Henderson, Lingard and Ali, and up front, with Raheem Sterling's absence, Marcus Rashford was in there and got on the score sheet. Rose, Eric Dyer and Danny Welbeck all came off the bench to provide a certain impact, and we'll get onto that later on. For the Spain, De Gea started in goal in what was a completely new look side for us. You know, I was nervous going through this game. We didn't have a lot of our old classic players, as I'll get onto. As you can see here, Carvajal started at right back. Nacho was the man who was chosen to replace Piqué in the heart of that defence next to Ramos. Alonso picked at left back over Jordi Alba in the whole squad. Saul Niguez was making one of his first competitive starts in a Spain shirt next to Busquets and Thiago Alcantara. And then up front we had Isco, who was just playing in behind Aspas and Rodrigo Moreno. So all in all, a really interesting Spanish lineup. I wasn't sure how we were going to line up. Luis Enrique being the new man in charge, I wasn't really sure what was going to happen, but I think it worked well eventually. Rodrigo up front provided not only pace but also strength and stability. Aspas and Isco in behind were a constant threat really, and were causing issues in behind England's sluggish back line, if I'm being honest, without Kyle Walker there. And with Saul and Busquets and Thiago all nipping in midfield, it actually worked out quite nicely, and I felt as though we did actually do really well in this game, and with the likes of Asensio, Inigo Martinez and Sergio Roberto all making their appearances off the bench. Just continuing with the lineup, who I'd probably say is the man of the match in this game, I'd probably give it to Saul Niguez. I thought he was brilliant all round today. He got himself a goal, obviously. He was challenging opponents, and he really did add a bit of strength into our midfield, which I feel we've been lacking. Although Iniesta, of course, is a great player, he has different aspects to him. I feel as if Saul Niguez did add something different in there, and I think that we really could have done with a player like Saul in the Euros. And now that he's in there under Luis Enrique, I think good things are going to be coming up in the future. So those are the lineups gone through. I've previewed some of the top players from this game, and now we're basically just going to be running through how the game went. England took an early lead actually through Marcus Rashford in just the 11th minute. It was a simple breakaway really for England. Luke Shaw got it on the left hand side. He took a heavy first touch. I feel as if Carvajal probably should have come out a little bit quicker, but he didn't. He got the ball in behind, and I feel as if Carvajal and Nacho are both asleep for this goal. Really poor defending from our point of view, and a simple finish from Marcus Rashford in the middle, who just managed to scab it over the legs of David De Gea, who all around I thought had a really good game. If we move on to just the 13th minute, which was an instant response for Spain, some nice play down the right hand side from Carvajal, who then slotted the ball into Rodrigo, who took it down the line onto his weaker right foot, squared it back onto Saul, his weaker right foot, and he smashed it beyond Pickford, who could only get a hand to it really. Couldn't really stop it. It was too powerful and from too close range. A top class move though from the Spanish national team, and if I'm being honest, I was really pleased with that. An instant response, exactly what we needed. We didn't want to stay behind for too long. It wouldn't have been good for the confidence, of course, under a new manager, and it was important to get that goal back. And from then on, as I felt as though we really dominated the game, and it was up to the 32nd minute where we got our second goal through Rodrigo Moreno, one of my favourite players actually at the moment. He's a brilliant footballer. He's great up front, having a great time at Valencia right now, actually playing down the middle for them with the likes of Santimina and Batshuayi, of course. And it was a cross whipped in, I believe, by Thiago. He got the free kick rather. He whipped it right across the face of the goal, and they probably should have stopped it, England, at the front post, but Rodrigo snuck in. He came from deep. I believe he's lost his marker, who was Harry Kane, who certainly didn't want to be doing any defending, and Rodrigo got in there and made it 2-1 to Spain, with what was a brilliant finish actually. Pickford again, he dived late, he couldn't really do anything about it, and that was really impressive from Spain to be able to turn the game around and within 32 minutes be leading at Wembley. From then onwards, England had a couple of chances. They had a massive chance at the end of the first half. A ball came in from Jesse Lingard. His club mate Marcus Rashford headed it from extremely close range. I thought it was a certain goal, but David De Gea, who hasn't been having a nice time in the national team of late, made an unbelievable save against his club mate Marcus Rashford. It was an absolutely stunning save around about the 38th minute, and that was pretty much all that there was in that first half. Some good Spanish football. We were dominating them in the midfield mainly, I thought, and that was what England lacked. Only really having Henderson Henderson is there in there as the holding man. I feel as though the likes of Busquets, Saul, Thiago, we have the quality in there to pick them off. And I feel as though they've struggled big time. We had a few half chances there, here and there, but I feel as if we were super clinical in the first half. Rodrigo and Saul's goals were our only real quality chances, and we finished them, if I'm being honest. And yeah, England will probably feel fair enough that they're going in losing it at the break, if I'm being honest. I didn't feel as if they did enough to really be winning that game. And although they had a great chance there with Marcus Rashford late on, it was a brilliant save by De Gea, which I was really, really happy to see. And yeah, apart from that, England didn't really do much. We went into the second half. It didn't really kick off the second half. The issue with the second half was that Luke Shaw got an absolutely massive injury, and that took about 10 minutes to actually get him off the pitch. I hope he's good. They say that he's woken up now, and he's actually been able to contact his family via phone in the hospital, which is, of course, brilliant for news for him, of course, after having so many long injuries in the past. But they had to bring Luke Shaw, not Luke Shaw, they had to take Luke Shaw off and bring Danny Rose on, who I actually feel had a pretty good game coming on at left wing back for them. But it really killed the vibe of the game until really about the 80th minute when Marcus Rashford got in with a clear chance again. He should have scored. He hit it straight at De Gea, who, to be fair, put a strong leg in there. And yeah, if I'm being honest, in the second half, as a Spain perspective, I don't feel as if we created enough, but I was really happy to see is where we defended. I felt as if we defended really solidly. We were picking England off in midfield, and until the last 10-15 minutes, really, we were in control of the game in the second half, which was really nice to see. We didn't cave in. We never caved in at any stage. We didn't make negative substitutions. The likes of Asensio came on, Sergio Roberto came on in midfield, which was obviously nice to see him in more midfield role. And then Inigo Martinez actually got a role in that left back to try and basically provide a little more cover around the back, as we all know how much Marcos Alonso loves to attack. But yeah, after Luke Shaw injury, I talked about Rashford's massive chance. He should have scored. De Gea saved it. Rashford then got in again. He was adjudged to be offside, but it was a super save anyway from De Gea. We managed to keep them out until about the 96th minute. They cross the ball in, and Ramos with an absolutely horrible clearance, if I'm being honest, from Sergio Ramos, who I thought had a pretty slick game all and round. He made a horrible clearance after a dangerous ball in, I think, from Trippier. It skewered up. De Gea did well to come out and claim it. And on the follow-through, he falls to the ground, and it hits off Welbeck's head, which basically takes it out of De Gea's hands, and Welbeck just swoops in the rebound. But the referee claimed it as a foul. I know England fans and a lot of the England press and a lot of the England pundits were not happy with this. I can see why they're not happy, of course. It looks so soft, but these are the sort of stuff that happens week in, week out. If they're going to give it week in, week out, then they can't not give it now. Every time a goalkeeper goes to ground, or anytime there's any contact with the goalkeeper, they blow it up as a free kick. So yesterday even was no different. And I think it's fair enough that the goal didn't stand. Of course, that's coming from a Spain point of view, but we see free kicks given for that all the time. And yeah, I wasn't even worried when England scored. I knew the referee was going to give that as a free kick. That's a classic free kick that they always seem to give the referees. And there's no reason why they should have changed it in that moment just because it was England. So that's how the game ended, 2-1, and I was really, really pleased with that. We got the result, we got the 3 points. England will be massively disappointed with that, considering they've been really pleased with themselves, England, of late, getting to the semi-finals of the World Cup. They really thought they were on a good run of form, but they come up against Spain here under a new manager and under a new look side and lose at the home ground, which they haven't done since, I believe, 2008. So we've broken a big, big curse there. We've broken a massive run England had here at Wembley, and I'm really, really pleased about it. Also, this victory does indeed see Luis Enrique kick off his first game of Spain. He is going to be starting a new era here, I feel, for Spanish football. And if I'm being honest, I thought we did really, really well. I think we do have David De Gea to thank for just a few of those moments in the game. He did indeed save us at just a couple of points there with some brilliant Rashford chances, who probably could have made it much more of a good result for England, but he didn't. And if I'm being honest, I'm really, really pleased with how he started, how he played. England usually were a threat through Kieran Trippier. He got forward nicely. But if I'm being honest, I thought we snuffed out well. What I was most pleased about today was basically the way that we defended. I think that's always been an issue with Spain. Because to see us defend like that was, of course, absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I can't really say anything negative about the performance today. I'm really, really pleased with the result. 3 points in the bag. It's exactly what we were looking for as Spain fans. We needed someone like Luis Enrique to come in. He's given freedom to the players. He's played different sorts of players. And we've actually enjoyed ourselves a really, really good time here in the UEFA Nations League. So that is where this review of the game is going to come to an end, guys. All in all, Spain with a 2-1 victory at Wembley. It stops England's unbeaten run they had here at this ground since 2008, I believe, when they lost to Croatia. So that's a massive feat for us there. We got ourselves the 3 points in the UEFA Nations League. Luis Enrique's first game in charge with a new look squad ends in victory. I'll be bringing you guys a review of the Croatia game in just a couple of days' time. I'll give you guys that on Wednesday evening, I don't believe, as the game is going to be played on a Tuesday evening. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you do enjoy these reviews of the Spain games, then do leave a like on the video. But for now, guys, peace out.